What up guys, and welcome back to another video on this YouTube channel. So in this video is gonna be another IELTS mock test video, but this one is gonna be a little different because it's gonna last for more than an hour. Because I have a file here, it has more than 43 pages, and there's tons of questions here for me to answer. And because the reason why I want to record this video is because I want to kind of have something to boost my motivation a little bit more. Because you know, all of these questions I have to answer them all to improve my English speaking skills, you know. But there's the catch, that is that all of these questions there's no one asked me that, hence it's kinda boring because I had to answer all of this one, which is kinda nonsense. But this is the direct way, is another indirect way for me to improve the skills, the speaking skills. So yeah, there's no other way though. And now maybe no more talking, let's get started then. I already finished the part 1 here, the first chapter. Maybe I will prefer it as chapter, because we have part 1, part 2 and part 3, but in part 1 we're gonna have 26 chapter of episode whatsoever, and in each chapter we're gonna have a lot more questions here to answer, so it's gonna be sick, but okay, it's cool though. Anyway, let's go for the chapter 2 though. I already finished the first one. Hometown. Let's talk about hometown. Why not, right? I hope that you can read the questions yourself. I hope that the quality is not as bad that you cannot read it. I already modified it so that it's kind of like around 480B or something. I hope that that kind of quality can still good enough, clarity enough for you to be able to read the question yourself. And now let's go to the first question here. Please describe your hometown a little. What is your town well known for? So if we are talking about a town here, I don't think it's that a town in my country at all, but it's a city. So my city here is one of the third biggest city in my country, Vietnam. And I think there's a lot of things that it is well known for, but the most thing that everyone should know about, and that's also the main reason why people would love to visit this city, is because my city, Da Nang, is on the center of Vietnam, and it has total of more than 7 bridges. Yep, you didn't misheard it, but it actually has more than 7 bridges in this city, and that's also the reason why it's the most well known for. And of this bridge is also is on the same river, because you know the city here is go alongside with this Sky River, and the river name is Han River, and it's also the same name. The Han River is also named Han in Korea. Yep, Korea also have a river called Han, and I think it's connected to each other. The Han River in my city and the one in Korea, I think it's the same one. It just go alongside in this planet Earth. So this Han River is go alongside with my city too. So just like after every 20 kilometers or something, there's going to be another bridge. So there's a lot of them here. And because we have an island that is separate because of this river. So that for that reason, there's a lot of bridges that connect the main continent, the main mainland to the island. So there's a lot of bridge here. And I think that is the thing that is most well known for. But definitely there's a lot of other factors like the service, right? People can travel here. There's a lot of attraction for people to visit, because it's Da Nang. There's a lot more thing, not only about the bridge, but I think mostly because people curious about bridge. But also there's a lot of attraction, and there's some you can say it's like resort. There's a lot of thing to entertain you here. There's some Sun World, which is like a combination of a lot of thrill game. Like it's like dangerous game or something. It's thrill game. You know what I mean, right? Okay, so let's go to the next question then. Do you like your hometown? Yes, obvious. I was born and raised here for my whole life. I am now almost 19 years old, and this is my hometown, and I've been living here. I've been living here for more than 18 years old. For 18 years. So definitely I love this, right? I've been living here for my entire life. Definitely in the future, I will have to move on to the new city or maybe in the different country because I want to explore the world. So definitely, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in here, like 18 years of my life. Not gonna be spent on this hometown only. But yeah, anyway, the answer is definitely yes. Is that a big city or a small place? How long have you been living there? Oh, okay. The question here is I just answered them in the last one, but okay, I will try to do it again. Is that a big city or a small place? So I already told you that my city that I am living is one of the third biggest city in my country. So it's definitely a big one, right? And I've been living here my whole life. I am now almost 19 years old, and that's also the amount of time that I've been here. But actually, there's a few time, like a few months in combination that I moved to other city. But yeah, definitely more than 18 years old here. 18 years here. Do you think you will continue living here for a long time? Definitely, at least I think that I am now still a college student, so I bet that until I graduate from this university, I will definitely still be here. Because in the near future, I don't have any plan to go to any other city or to be even furthermore abroad country. But definitely, I will be here for a longer time, maybe more than few years. Definitely, because right now I'm still a student, so I cannot afford moving to any other city, let alone another country. So I have to stick to this place for a little longer. But so yeah, would you like to live in the countryside in the future? Would you like to live in the countryside in the future? Okay, wait me a second. I have something to do now. Okay, I'm back now. What was the last question? Would you like to live in the countryside in the future? No, definitely not. Because a lot of factors that affect the decision. The first thing is that the utilities definitely not be the same as in cities because it's the countryside, so technology and infrastructure they are definitely worse than in cities. Definitely, right? It's obvious. And that's also the first thing. Then I think that's the biggest problem that make me don't want to go to the countryside to live there. The utility, the infrastructure, and also there's the lack of technology there as well because it's countryside. So it's kind of difficult to provide the service to those countryside. There's a lot of them. So definitely the internet is also a problem. And the computer there's like a lack of a lot of store there because in case there's some problem with the computer, it's completely hard to find a store to fix the computer in countryside because like store there is kind of sparse. No one wants to put an agency in some countryside that is so like there's not much people live there, you know. So yeah, definitely I don't want to live in the countryside in any kind of countryside. Or maybe actually I want to, but not countryside in my city because in not countryside in my country because my country is still a developing country. So everything here is much worse than some developed country like the US. So if we are talking about the US or any other country that is fully developed, like the US or the British, the England, then definitely I want to live there in the countryside in those country. It's definitely better, even better than cities in my country here. I don't know. I have never been there, so I don't know. I don't know the exact answer, but I bet that's what I think. What is the difference between living in the countryside and the city? What do you like to do in the countryside? Different between living in the countryside and the city. What do you like to do in the countryside? There's a lot of different about the thing that related to human, some artificial things and also the natural things too. If we are talking like there's two aspects, right? So let's first talking about some artificial stuff like technology and buildings, then it's definitely worse than in the city. In whatever country we are talking about, definitely city is much more advanced than the countryside. About the buildings, about the entertainment service, about the shopping mall, and about internet and other stuff in the infrastructure as well. So that's first thing about the artificial stuff, and the second thing is about the nature, right? So maybe if we are talking about the nature here, it depends on the people that we are talking about, whether they prefer living in the countryside or in the city, because it's got a different here. So if we are talking about the nature, and we consider about the noise, then definitely it usually more wired in the countryside in comparison to the city, because in the city the population is much huge, right? Much more huge. So the noise also polluted here in the city compared to in the countryside. It's so much quiet and peaceful and gentle. So if you are someone who enjoys the peacefulness, then definitely you should go to the countryside. There's no hum, there's no like beeping sound from the traffic. There's no noise, there's no music banging out everywhere in the countryside. So it's much more peaceful, and that's about the nature, right? And also, I bet that there's a lot more tree in countryside in comparison to the city. So yeah, that's a lot different. When it is separate into two aspects, as I said. Okay, so let's move on to the next question then. What do you like to do in the countryside? What do you like to do in the countryside? There's a lot of things here, but I think that the only thing that I enjoy in the countryside is that it's very peaceful. There is no noise pollution there, so my mind will be completely relaxed, and it's like I can feel deeper into myself. Because maybe that's the best thing about countryside. There's no noise pollution, and also the air there will be much more fresh in comparison to the city. The air, right? Because there's no factory there, or at least it's much less than in the cities. So the air must be so much fresher. So definitely your body will get some improve in the physical health and also the mental health. So I think I will just go to some river in the countryside and sit there, lie down and sleep, look at the sky and enjoy the moment. Get some relax. That's all. Maybe that's all what we can do in the countryside. Or maybe bring a laptop with us out to the river and look at the scene, look at the environment and immerse yourself to the environment while working on the computer is also pretty awesome. What do people living in the countryside like to do? How has your town changed? There's two question here. Damn, that's so much. What do people living in the countryside like to do? How has your town changed over the last 20 years? Oh, okay. So if we're talking about daily routine or people living in the countryside, I don't really know much because I'm not one of the people there. But because my grandmother also live in the countryside, and I also been there a few times because I went there to visit them. So maybe I can tell you guys a little about it. Because as my preservation, right? I can tell you guys a little about it. So what people usually do here is that because there's no factory, yeah, in countryside there's a really tiny amount of company and factory there. So a lot of people here that work, the major usually is a farmer. So in daily routine, in daily life, we just gonna feed their cattle or plant trees and crops and stuff. Maybe that's what people usually do there as a work. So it's gotta be so there's no technology required, or maybe there's some machine that can help people to do some stuff into the crops much easier. But yeah, still there's no monitor to look at like a computer or anything. So it's gotta be peaceful there. Okay, so let's go to the next question then. How has your town changed over the last 20 years? So to be honest, I am not even 19 years old. So if we're talking about the last 20 years, so it's kind of hard because even when I was even younger than 7 years old, my memory was not fully developed. So I couldn't remember anything much at that time. But I heard about that my town here, which is my city here. I heard that it was kind of like a countryside, like about maybe 20 years ago. It was just like a countryside. There's not much building. There's no house at all. There was just field and a lot of meat and wheat. It was like countryside. There's a lot of field and crops. But it was being urbanization or something, and now it become one of the three biggest city in my country. There's a lot of building here. There's a lot of shopping mall. a lot of infrastructure. There's a lot of entertainment service, and now yeah, it's a city now. So it was a countryside maybe 20 years ago, and now it's a city. So there's a lot of things changed, right? A lot more building, and the air is more polluted, and and the noise also polluted as well because there's a lot more vehicle. Yep. And okay, it's also the animal here is also being decreased down because when it comes to a countryside, there's a lot more cattle and dog and cat and animals, right? But it is a city nowadays, so all of those animals is now not here anymore. So maybe that's also a difference in the past 20 years. Okay, awesome. So we just finished the chapter 2, yeah? So let's move on to the next one, chapter 3, with a lot more questions here about drawing and art galleries. Awesome. About the subject here is pretty various, from something like hometown to drawing and to murals and stuff. Yeah, it's got a pretty range, like various. The range is pretty high, pretty like vast, so you don't have to worry about whether you're gonna repeat your questions or not. So it's got a good. This is also a very good way to improve your speaking skills, right? Wait me a second, I need to take a sip of water. Okay, I'm back now. Just take a sip of water. Just took a sip of water. It was fresh. Okay, now let's get started again. First, the next question. Do you like painting or drawing? Neither of them, because I'm not really someone who's into artistry. So painting or drawing or singing is not really my interest. And I'm someone who's more into technology, which is like programming and computer and stuff in the internet. So yep, I don't really enjoy painting and drawing, but I do like it. I just like looking at the painting or looking at the people drawing it, but I don't really enjoy the process of drawing it myself. So yeah, that's my answer. What kinds of things does the S and the, behind this guide word here? I don't know whether it's correct or not. What kinds of things do you like to draw? Is it easy to learn how to draw? Okay, so even I don't like it, but in the past when I was in elementary school, the drawing is an actually compulsory subject there. So definitely I was drawing at that time back in the day. So maybe every like 2 periods a week we will have a subject of drawing. So usually we just gonna draw by a subject like a hometown or countryside, or draw something that you like, an apple or stuff. But the thing that I want to draw, I don't have a specific one. I can draw whatever I want. It depends on the subject on that day. So yeah, maybe I don't have anything in my favorites to draw it. Yeah, just draw some subject that is required at the day. That's all. Cause I'm not really into that even back in the day. So yeah, that's what my answer is. Okay. Is it easy to learn how to draw? I don't know. I think this actually depends on the people. But if we are talking about the majority here, what people feel about learning how to draw, then it goes that it's neutral. It's not really hard, but it's also not simple at all. So maybe it's like in the middle. It's like the hardness is around 5 out of 10, I guess. And also it depends also on your talent too. If you have your talent, you don't even have to learn. You can still draw as like a professional drawer already. Hey, I know some of my friends could do that. They can draw pretty good, like so much detail and looks like professional drawing. But that dude, my friend, he have not ever been to any drawing class at all. But he was still be able to draw the shit, and it was good as hell. So it depends a lot on talent, yeah. But yeah, learning how to draw, I don't think it's hard at all. It just took a lot of practice. That's all. But if you don't have a talent, if you're not born to have get an average talent for drawing, maybe it's gonna take you even harder to learn how to draw. Because drawing is some of the subject that require a lot of talent. I don't know. What do you know about paintings? Wait me a second. Okay. Have you? What do you know about paintings? Have you learned drawing or painting? What do you know about paintings? I know a few things because I'm following a YouTuber that is his major is painting. He is a drawer. Maybe that's what people say. He is a drawer. For some reason, I follow him because his video is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's related about painting and drawing about stuff around it, around that, like the pencil, the color, and other stuff, other type of color. And for some reason, I enjoy watching all of those videos, even when I don't really enjoy drawing, the process of drawing. But watching the video was pretty entertaining. And a lot of things I know about painting through that YouTube video, through that his YouTube channel. I know that there's a different kind of painting, and whether you can use a pencil or use a ball pen, a ball pen, and a color, or you use oil color. There's a different type of color you can use for your painting. So yeah, I know kind of a lot of things. And also I know that if you want to draw a painting, you need to go from the specific and then you go to the vague then. Like if you want to draw a face, you should go from the eyes, from the nose. You draw with the most detail as harsh as you can, and then you come to the less specific one, like the skin and the hair. And yeah, I hope that you understand what I said. Have you learned drawing or painting? Have you learned drawing or painting? Nah, not at all. Because I already told you that I don't really enjoy learning. I don't really enjoy drawing and painting. So definitely I don't want to attend any kind of class around that, about it. So let's move on to the next question then. Damn, every single line we have 2 questions. It's kind of cheating, but it's fine to me. We have 8 more minutes until the break. I will take a rest and then we will come back, When was the last time you visited? No, we have not finished the last question. Do you like visiting museums and art galleries? Definitely yes. As I said, I don't enjoy the process of drawing and painting, but I do enjoy watching the video about it. Right? So visiting will gonna be the same. I'm visiting the museums and enjoy watching the painting, the products of the drawer. It's gotta satisfy looking at the products. It looks fantastic though. It's gotta cool, and actually I have a little feeling that I feel like I am fast satisfied while watching them. For some reason, it's just like watching a football match or something. It looks great. So I really enjoy visiting museums, whether it's about art galleries or it's about sculpture stuff. Definitely I will. I would love to visit one, but I have never been there because a museum is not something that is everywhere in my city here. So I don't think I have ever visited a museum about this at all. But maybe in the future I will, when I can afford it and when I am more independent. Do you often visit museums? So that's the question here. So actually not. Or maybe I did, but maybe just one only time back in like 10 years ago or something. Because a museum is not everywhere in my city here. It's pretty, the little amount of it. Maybe in my whole city here, there's only one, and it is pretty far away from my house. So I have never had a good chance to go there, to go to any museums before. So yeah, I don't. And also because right now I'm kind of depends on my family a lot, so I cannot move around much. But definitely in the future, when I can take care of my life a lot myself, then definitely I can go to everywhere I want. Not only about around in my city, but in a different city in my country, or even go abroad when I am more independent. Okay, so let's go to the next one then. That's fast, right? When was the last time you visited a museum? I think it was like 10 years ago when it was really small, when it was really young, when it was a try something. I visited through a trip to visit it somewhere. I think the museum was not in the same city here, not in Da Nang, where I live. It was in a nearby city or something. But yeah, it was like 10 years ago or something, and I couldn't recall much about the event, the occasion. What did you learn from visiting museums and art galleries? So I don't really remember what I learned back in the day, but I can make some guess about that. Then maybe I don't think that we learn much about that because If you want to look at the painting, you can go to the Google, and you have a copy of it already. So not really we can learn anything from that, but actually we can have a different kind of like a feeling about it when you go to the museum. The feeling, the atmosphere, they are definitely different when you sit at your home and look at the painting, right? So maybe learn about the atmosphere, or maybe we cannot learn anything. It's just a trip. It's just like a vacation. You feel good. You feel relaxed about that. At all. Cannot learn anything. I don't know. Which do you prefer to visit? Museums or art galleries? Museums or art galleries, it's got a different, right? Because museum is not only about art there, not only about painting and picture, but it's also about sculpture and other like some what is this called? It's like material, old material, like back in like 1,000 years ago, materials and stuff like that. So it's not only about painting, right? But yeah, if we maybe let's just say I have a trip. In the next 10 days, I can have a trip to whether it's a museum or art, and I have to decide. Then I would love to choose museum, because art gallery there's only painting and picture there, but in museum there's a lot more things. There's materials from 10 years ago, from 1,000 years ago about sculpture, and also maybe there's some painting there as well. So museum will gonna be much more interesting. So I will prefer museums myself. Okay, so we just finished the third chapter here. That's awesome. And let's move on to the fourth one. That's gonna take me for a few days to finish all of this, if I am being serious about this. If I answer like about 10 chapter a day, then it's gonna take me a few days. Not gonna lie. Anyway, I think I will have to take a rest, and then I will answer this chapter soon. Okay, I'm back now. Let's keep going. We're on the chapter 4, right? Mirrors. Mirrors. I don't know. Do you usually take a mirror with you? Is that how you pronounce that? Damn, there's some problem now. Mirror, right? It's mirror, right? Mirror. Definitely it's pronounced as mirror. Come on, man. It's a very basic word though. Let's check that out.
Mirror.
Mirror. Okay, so it's mirror. Mirror is around like this. It sounds like it's more than mirror, yeah. Mirror. It's mirror.
Mirror.
Oh, yeah, exactly the same.
Mirror.
Mirror. And
Mirror.
mirror, yeah, they are all the same. What the fuck? That's English, you know. Do you usually take a mirror with you? I don't think so. There's no point of taking a mirror with me everywhere. If I want to like fix my hair or something, I just need to go to the bathroom. There's always there's have a mirror there for myself or for anyone. So bringing a mirror with me all the time is gonna be it is a little cumbersome, you know. It's kind of annoying, because I don't really want to bring any kind of bag with me if I just want to go outside to take a break. And because if you want to take a mirror, you need a place to hold it, right? So I don't think that maybe it can be fit to your pocket, but it's also annoying because pocket you already have to store your phone there. So definitely it's gonna a little annoying and inconvenient. So definitely not. And I don't think that everyone around me take a mirror with them. It's like it's not happen everywhere. Okay, next question then. This one is added on 8 February this year. This is an actual questions on IELTS test. It is being collected through a lot of like what do you say about this? Competition or something, competitor, right? Or exam taker, what the fuck? What do you call the people who attend the IELTS test? What do you say about that? Let me try to think about this, alright? IELTS taker, IELTS what? I don't know. Okay, let's keep move on. How often do you use a mirror? Mirror, mirror. Damn, this is gonna be hard for me to fix the pronunciation of this word. Mirror, mirror, mirror. A mirror is a mirror, mirror. It must be an E word here, not an O. Mirror. How often do you use a mirror? Mirror, right? So I don't use it so much often though. Only when I go to the bathroom, I need to when I wash myself or stuff like that. That's the only when I need to use a mirror. Or maybe when I brush my teeth too. Also, I have to use the mirror at that time. And when I need to fix my hair or apply some cream onto my face. That's only yeah. So that's when I use a mirror, but it's not often at all. Maybe only about 1 to 2 times a day. I don't think it's often, right? It's gonna really like small amount of it. It's not really frequent. Do you like looking at yourself in the mirror? Not really. I think that it's like it's not about like or dislike. It's just a neutral. There's nothing wrong about looking at myself in the mirror, and I don't like it. I also don't dislike it at all. So it's neutral, okay? Because it's kind of weird. Because if you like looking at yourself in the mirror, I think it's gonna be a little dangerous there, because there's also a disease, a mental illness that's called as narcissist or something. Narcissist, someone who love themselves even from the appearance to the mindset and stuff. So it's a neutral thing. I don't like it, and I also don't dislike it. Do you use a mirror before buying clothing? Definitely yes. I had to try them on, and then usually I have to look at myself in the mirror whether the clothes gonna suit me or not. Yeah, so definitely I think everyone have to take a look at themselves in front of the mirror when they need to buy some clothing. They have to try them on, right? So I think it happens to everyone though, not only me. So I do use them. What functions does a mirror have? So I think it's only have one function, one main function. That is that it reflects stuff. That's the main function. It reflects. So if we are talking about some minor function, maybe we can say that we can use them to look at ourselves, to prepare ourselves. Maybe it can be used in military as well, like in the corner. If you are like if you look by your eyes, you have to like your head's gonna have to go out of the corner, right? Then maybe the enemy can shoot at your head and then you're gone. So maybe you can use a mirror instead. So it's also a method for you to fight. But yeah, the main function is just reflects image. And if you want to talk about the smaller functions, then you can list a lot more things like that, like what I just said. Okay. It's about almost 1 hour now, 30 more minutes. Okay, let's keep going. Do you think a mirror is a good decoration? Have you ever bought a mirror? Yeah, I think it is. A mirror is can expand the space, like there's some place like gym or a yoga place. People usually apply a lot of mirror on the wall, and it makes the room looks much more bigger than it is actually is. So yeah, it can expand the depth of the room. So that's also it's also a function. Oh, okay. So I should add that into the last question, right? But it's just another minor function though. But yeah, it's definitely a good decoration, because as I said, a lot of yoga place and gym they apply a lot of mirror. Definitely, it's also for decoration too. It looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's like good decoration. It looks modern. It doesn't look old. Even time go on, and the mirror will never get old. But we are talking about the mirror here, not about the frame, because the frame it can look good. It can look old. Yeah, so it's definitely good for decoration. For your bedroom or for your living room, I don't think. Oh no, it depends on the location too. Because I don't think a mirror can work in a living room. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so have you ever bought a mirror? To be honest, I have not ever bought one. It was just usually from my mom or from my dad who bought them, and I would just use the mirror. I have never bought them an actual one for myself. So nah, I have not. Okay, so we just finished another chapter. It was fast, right? It was 9 minutes, and we already finished the part one on this chapter. And if you don't know about this, then in an IELTS test, in an IELTS speaking test, it only lasts for about 11 minutes to 15 minutes. So it was 9 minutes for the part 1, which is pretty late, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's keep moving on because we are practicing right now, so we are not in hustle about the time here. So about the chapter 5, we have total of 26. This is the part 2 here, part 2 and 3. On each chapter, we're gonna have part 2 and some of the question. Oh, this is a different one. Oh, here, part 3 and part 2 gonna be in the same chapter. There's a mistake in here, but it's fine. So yeah, we have total of 27 chapter in the first part. It's gonna last for a few days to finish all of them. Damn, bro, it's gonna be sick. Anyway, we are already now in the chapter 5, so let's keep going. I don't know whether this video should last for 1 hour or maybe half an hour is enough. I don't know. Anyway, so let's just keep it for an hour. I think it's a good amount of time. Okay, so chapter 5. I need to take a sip of water first. I've been talking so much now. But it should be good now. It should be better now. Actually, I'm not gonna lie that answering all of these questions actually it make me feel exhausted. Not gonna lie. I don't know whether it's because I have to think a lot or whether it's because I have to speak. My throat it is so sore right now. This is fuck, man. Not gonna lie. It's annoying AF. I want to become a streamer more because playing game while you can speak English while you playing game as a streamer. I make some of the video as a streamer before on this channel here. If you just scroll down from my videos list, you can see a lot of RPG game out there. And it was fun though, play game while speaking English. It is more appealing than just speak like this, answering all these nonsense questions that no one asked me. Anyway, but this is a direct way that can help then boost your English speaking skills. This is a direct way. It's like 100% of what you do will be used to improve your skills. It's not going to entertain you at all. So when you're playing game and you speak English during the time, it's just about 40% of what you do will gonna be used to improve the skill, because the left 60 is about entertain you, right? And this is more than 90% or even 100% will be used to improve your speaking skills. Good, yes, there's no entertainment here, so that's why it's kind of boring, and I don't think everyone can keep up with this for a long time at all. That's why playing basketball is not fully help you to increase your height. Maybe just about 20% of what you playing will improve your height. But basketball playing with the ball itself is very entertaining. That's why people can keep doing it for a long time. So doing something that directly is maybe countermeasure because kind of boring is make you don't want to do that for a long time. And this happens here right now. I don't want to answer all this question anymore. But I think I have to try myself. I have to try harder and I have to bypass this feeling, Even I feel bored and I don't like it, but doesn't mean that I should not do it, right? I don't like it doesn't mean that I should not do it. I should do this. I know that this should help and this works the best. So yeah, let's keep going then. This is annoying. Okay, so that's chapter 5. I will try to feel more relaxed and comfortable while answering all these questions so that it can last for longer. I can do this for a longer time, so I need to feel relaxed, right? I need to feel comfortable. Because feeling uncomfortable is the easiest way for you to stop doing something, like approaching girls and stuff. Okay, so let's go for the chapter 5. Maybe my voice is gonna sound a little different because right now I don't want to even use so much energy on my voice at all. So I will speak in a very deep voice because if you want to hear my neutral voice, like my normal voice, I actually have to speak out a little louder because right now I speak as my voice is kind of small because get out like softer because I don't want to put so much energy on speaking the words out. So my voice is now a little deeper and it sounds like, I don't know, it's up to you. I hope that you can still induce this. Okay, because I have to make myself comfortable, you know. Okay, so let's go for the chapter 5. This is annoying. It's 40 minutes now, only 20 minutes left, and I can end this video. Maybe I actually have to make another one right after that, which is pretty annoying. Not less. Watching, I'm studying with this girl right now. I'm not gonna lie, she's streaming. This is a stream. It is not a pre-recorded. She is actually studying at this time here. She is in Thailand. It's the same time zone in Vietnam. So you can see it fits the same here on my corner here. It's the same time zone. She is business management student. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. She's studying and I have to study too. Because just look at people studying and I am spending time playing game. It's already make me feel so regret and guilty. So I had to get right back into my seat and study. That's messed up whatsoever. Let's try to answer the next question. Do you remember your dreams when you wake up? Okay, so I've been talking a lot about this dream to myself, about the theory behind it. So I want to tell you guys a little of my thought about this. So dreams, my idea is that we dream the entire time during our sleep. So right after we fall asleep, we will dream right at the time too. But because you know, right, we can only remember a portion about the dream, like about 5 minutes about dreams when we wake up, right? It's just like I don't know. I had a thought that the dream is an indicator that we are about to wake up. Because whenever I am about to wake up, I am dreaming. Don't you think that? Like when we realize that we are dreaming, that's when we are about to wake up. So it's a bit in my thought that maybe the dream is an indicator, and for some reason it can anticipate the time that we are going to wake up. But I was wrong, and that theory of mine was wrong because it just appeared another theory for me, and it was from me. I didn't make any research on this. This theory actually appeared, and I thought about this myself. And the next theory is that we dream throughout our sleep. Right after we sleep, we will dream, and the reason why we can only remember a portion of it, like the last 5 minutes until we wake up, is because when we sleep, our brain, it doesn't work anymore. It falls onto the sleep mode. Hence, we cannot store the memory while we are sleeping. But when we are about to be wake up, for some reason, the brain just activates, and at the time it can store some of the memory when we are dreaming. And then when we wake up, the brain is fully activated, right? It's fully working at the time. Hence, we can keep some memory. And maybe that's my theory for now. And when I'm talking about this, I just realized that how the fuck can the brain notice that it is about to wake up so that it can activate it sooner than the time that it have to work. I just have that in my mind right now. Wow, that's actually interesting here. But yes, that's my theory right now. That is, we can only remember a portion of our dreams. So it's kind of sad. But if you want to memorize the dream longer in your head, then you should write that down. You need to write that down to some place, like in your note on your phone, or you write that down in your notebook about what happened on the dream. Because if you don't do that, then maybe 10 minutes later we will forget every single thing about the dream. Yeah, believe me. So you have to store it if you want to remember about the dream. And after you write that down, you can even remember it for the rest of your life. Because I did that myself, like 2 years ago. I had some dream and I wrote it down to some online platform, and now when I read it again, I can remember it very well about the dream. It's very vibrant when I am reading the text. It's like I am reliving in that dream itself again. So yeah, if you just write it down, you can remember it for the rest of the life. If you still keep the note, if you still keep the text. So yeah, that's my thought on the dreams, but that's not about the question here. That's kind of weird. So if we are talking about the question is, then yes, we do remember our dreams when we wake up, but only in the first 10 minutes when we wake up, because after that we will forget about it immediately, and it's gonna be impossible for you to recall the dream again. It's just like it went to the limbo zone, and you cannot like draw it back anymore, drag it back. Okay, so the next question then. Oh, this is annoying. Do you think dreams will affect life? It depends whether the people is too about it. She is too what is meaning in English. Let me try this first. I know about these words, but I just cannot. I cannot recall the word. If the people is too superstitious, 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 superstitious,
Superstitious.
superstitious, superstitious. If the people is so superstitious, then it's definitely affect a lot. Like a lot of people, they relies on the dream to give them a number for their next, what is that called? Like for the next gamble, for the next lottery. Yep, they rely on their dream to get a number for the next lottery. So it's affect a lot about the people who is very superstitious. But for someone who's just average people who don't really care much about religious and stuff, then it's not gonna affect anything much or anything that is noticeable. Do you think dreams have special meanings? I do believe that our brain is so much more powerful that we have not ever achieved the results. We have not been fully understanding about our brain power. So definitely dreams is more powerful, and there's so much more secret behind that rather than what we are knowing about it right now. So dream is definitely have some special meanings. That's what I think. I believe that. But right now people just don't have enough technology and advanced enough to understand to encode the dreams, and also a lot of things about our brain too. So yeah, dreams have a lot of special meaning. I do believe that. Do you like hearing others people's dreams? Hearing other people's dreams, like we can. Oh, nowadays there's some research about there's some scientists that can actually store the dream of people and make it become a movie. Nowadays, it is still in the process or something, but I think in the future it's actually become possible that we can watch people's dreams in a movie format. But nowadays, if you are talking about listening to a story, listening to their dreams through their talking, through the speech, then I don't think that it will appeal me at all. It's kind of boring, so I don't really enjoy that. So definitely not. But watching the movie about their dreams, definitely yes, it's gonna be amazing to me. Do you share your dreams with others? Nah, not at all, because it's my problem. And just like me, no one will gonna care about that. No one cares about your problems. So yeah, I don't. Even not only about my dreams, but anything about my life, I don't want to share it with anyone, because no one will gonna care. Only you cares about your life, your problem. So don't bragging or do anything or telling stuff like shit, stuff like that. No one cares, bro. Do you want to learn more about dreams? I don't know. I don't. Yes, I do. If the scientists they do the work and they post the results onto some platform, I definitely want to read them and understand more about the dreams. But if you were talking about that, I have to spend my time searching, make a research on the dreams, become a scientist myself, then definitely not, because it's just not my major. It's not my interest. I am not a scientist person. It's just not my. I don't think I'm qualified to do that. So if I have to do it myself, then definitely not. I just want to read some article about it. Then definitely. Okay, so only 11 minutes more, and then we can end the video here. That's gonna be sick. And on the beginning of this video, we was on the chapter 2, and now after 1 hour, we are on the chapter 6. So we just finished 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters. Wow, unbelievable, right? We just finished 4 chapters in the last 15 minutes. So I think that in 1 hour we can resolve, we can shows about 5 chapters only. Wow, unbelievable. That's long as fuck, man. 4 chapter in 50 minutes. Unbelievable. Let's see how many chapters when we shows in 1 hour in the next 10 minutes. Damn, it's just taking so long. Unbelievable, right? Just answering of this question is that long already. Wow. Anyway, we just finished this question, right? Do you want to learn more about dreams? No. Okay, so the next one, emails and letter. And look at this. There's more questions about it more than even. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions here, but in this chapter 6, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. What the fuck is wrong with this chapter? Who even cares about emails and letters nowadays? There's a lot of questions around it. The fuck? Anyway, that's my job. I have to answer them. It's been 30 minutes already. Unbelievable, right? Anyway, let's see. Letters and emails. Damn, my throat is so sore right now. It's like S-O-R-E. I hope that you can understand that word. I just spelled that out for you. Do you write many letters or emails? Nowadays, we don't use letters anymore, bro. It's very rare occasion that we can use letters. But actually, we don't write letters. We just use like the case of the letters to put some money onto it. We don't actually write a letter anymore. But nowadays, people prefer emails because of its utilities and its convenience. So yeah, even I don't write letters. I don't think that not only me don't write letters, but I think it's extinct already. And in replace of it, emails is born. Okay, so let's go for the next question. Is sending emails popular in your country? Yes, not only my country, but I think every single country in this world, which has internet. Emails is like a platform. It's even more popular than social media. People prefer emails in professional work rather than Facebook and Messenger and stuff. So emails actually much more popular than Facebook, I guess, in the professional community. And if you are talking about some like teenagers community, then Facebook and social media is much more popular and common. But emails definitely is indispensable. So yes, it is popular. Do you prefer to write letters by hand or use a computer? Nowadays, letter is not a thing anymore. No one uses a letter. Even if you want to write a letter, no one will accept it. If you want to go for work, to like apply for a job, no one will gonna receive letters anymore. They will receive your CV through email. So therefore, I have to write a letter, an email letter, an e-letter, which is email. We don't call it e-letter, but email, and definitely it needs to be written by computer. Okay, 8 more minutes. I don't think that we can finish off this question in the next 8 minutes, bro. What are the differences between letters and emails? Yeah, I can list some of that for you if you're interested. The first thing is that letters, you cannot, or actually you can write the letter using computer and then you print out. But if you want to send that letter, you need to send it through a box phone or something, through a third party. And you need to deliver it physically, like you need to deliver it through a car, and you need to wait a little time, a few days, for it to be delivered to the destination. But when you use the emails, you don't have to wait, and you don't have to wait or use or to have anyone to deliver it to you. Actually, you still have to use a third-party platform to send it, but it will take it like instance to be delivered. And the third party is not an actual person or any kind of car or vehicle. It's just like a software. It's like automatically. So you just write some text and then you click a button, and then the other people will receive it immediately after that click. So that's the first difference. And there's a lot more thing about its convenient. Like letters, you have to buy some pen and some paper to write it down, right? Or maybe if you want to bring it out, you also have to use paper. With email, you don't have to bring anything, because the other side they also don't receive anything but a text on the screen. So for emails, you don't have to use any other physical stuff, material to write an email. And the third thing is that I don't know, maybe I already told you about two things, right? Two differences. But the first one I was talking about is convenient, is time. It doesn't take any time, so it's also different. So I think that it was enough for the answer then. Oh my god, 5 more minutes and I have exactly 5 questions here. What do you usually write about? About emails, it usually about work. Whether you want to send a CV of yours to apply for some job, or whether you want to send an email to someone to cooperate with them, to have some inquiries about the business stuff. So it usually that is the function for email. It is how email usually be used, but also it is also be used in university. If you want to talk to the cooperator of the universe of the university, you can write an email and send to them, and then you can get feedback from it pretty fast. Yeah. So you can also quit university using emails. You can write some stuff there, send some information of yours, and send them through emails, and then you can quit university. You don't have to go to some facility to do that manually anymore. Okay, so just finish another one. When would you send emails to others? Only when I need to apply for a job, or I want to have some conversation, have some speech, have some business to do with the corporation of my university, or I want to apply for some job and stuff, and that's the only one. Only when I have to send an email, no S. Three more questions. I think I can make it. Who do you usually write to? It is usually about another worker, like another celeb or KOL, or someone who is in cooperation of the university, or to some company, to human resource company department actually. So that's usually who I will send my email to. And it's gonna be like sending emails to any of my friends at all, because if we're just gonna have some casual talk and text, we're just gonna use social media like Messenger to send the text. And if we need to do something that is more formal, like apply for a job or talking about some issue at school to teachers or cooperator of the university, then we have to use email. It is more formal, I guess. Okay, so we have only 2 left questions here. Awesome, man. Let's do it, and then we're gonna end this one soon. Awesome, man. Love that. Is it hard to think of what to write? Not actually, because you're not going to have any literature lessons through an email or any kind. So I don't think it's hard to think, because when you decide to send a letter, no, not letter, but email, an email, I think that you already know what you need to say in there. So if you want to apply for a job, there's also a form that you need to fill in, and then you just send the form to them. So you don't have to think anything, you just have to fill the form. And if you want to talk about your score on university, you want to teachers of the university to recheck it for you. You just have to write some random thing. No, not random, but you're gonna have a form, and you just need to use the form and send them. So it's not hard at all. And now is the last question of the day. Not of the day, but of this video. Nice, bro. Let's try that out. What kind of letter or emails do you think is the hardest to write? What kind of letter and emails do you think is the hardest to write? Damn, this is gonna be a little tough for me, because to be honest, I have not ever write any email, an actual one, because I have not needed to do that. But if you want me to think about an hardest one, in my opinion, then I think that an email that when you have to an email that is serious about something that's serious, like you've been unemployed for a few years, and there's only one chance left for you in this company, and then you have to send an email to that company, then that's going to be one of the hardest one, because your faith rely on that email. So that's the hardest one. It's not about the content, or it's not about what you need to write in the letter or an email, but it's about who you are going to send it to. So maybe that's gonna be the hardest one. I hope that you can understand that. And I think that's also the last answer for today for the video. Awesome, man. I think that I will have to wait for the next 8 seconds and then I will end this video here. Okay, so let me make some summarize about this video. So in the beginning, we start with the chapter 2, right? So right now we just finished the chapter 6. In the next video, we will start with this number 7 here. So let's check how many chapters have us finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters have been finished. Unbelievable, right? In 1 hour and just 5 chapters is finished. Wow, I couldn't believe that it takes that long, man. It took that long. Unbelievable, right? Yeah. Improve speaking skills is the toughest task to do rather than listening and reading and writing. So yeah, there's nothing else to complain about. That's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, okay, see ya and have a great day. Goodbye.